My experience with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles to the arcade game. Let's go. Alright, and I got the man, the myth, the legend. 10, 10, 10. Peeking in the sky. Peeking in the sky because I'm RinneYT. Have to do a censored version. Yeah, I have to do a censored version, bro. I have to. So, I want to give a little bit of a background on why me and Ronnie decided to play Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2, the arcade game, right? And I want to talk about it today with my boy RinneYT. Why did we decide to play the game? Why did we decide to do it? So, as you guys know, I played Ninja Turtles 1 a while back, right? And keep in mind, thanks to Ronnie, I have the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Cowabunga collection, and that has a lot of Ninja Turtles games in it. And I'm like, I know the Ninja Turtles. I may not be like a crazy fan of them, but they fucking cool, all right? Like, you know, like a crazy, like, diehard or anything, but they some cool-ass dudes, and I've seen them, like, throughout my life. Like I said in the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 1 video, they're in and out of my life all the time. Like, I'll see them once, and then, like, maybe 5 more other times, and then, like, never again for, like, another decade for some reason. It's kind of weird. But anyways, I digress, right? I played the first game. I didn't like the first game, and I remember I did play a little bit of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2 because I thought it was going to be another game like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 1. I was just naturally assuming that's what it is, right? And when I got into it, and keep this in mind, I played Spider-Man Separation Anxiety. If you remember that review, I played that game, and oh boy, that was a fucking game. And I was like, you know what, man? I think I'm going to actually step away from this one because when I played Venom X, not Venom X, Spider-Man, what is it, Shadow X Sonic Gens, but Spider-Man and Venom Separation Anxiety, your boy didn't want to go through another tough-ass, beat-em-up game, like, by himself almost ever again, right? And I kind of went away from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2 and said, you know what, I'm going to stay away from this one for a little bit. And later on, I can't remember how much later, but Ronnie had the game too, and I asked him, I was like, yo, Ronnie, and he was like, yeah, man. And I was like, you want to, like, kind of play Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2 with me? I know it's a weird-ass request, but, well, not a weird-ass request. I mean, whatever I ask Ronnie to help me do, it's like, it's not really weird, but I don't know why. That word came to mind in the moment, but you get it, right? I asked him for help because I'm like, you know what? I want some help with this. And Ronnie said, yeah, get my share screen, we'll whip this bad boy up and play. Ronnie, go ahead and speak your mind on, like, your thoughts on wanting to play this shit with me, man. Like,
I mean, ever since we played Revenge of the Shredder that one time, which I still don't have a video up for that shit.
Yeah.
Might upload that today because I just mentioned something.
Which, by the way, we will talk about that game eventually. We'll get there, but I want to play all these other ones before we get there. Anyways.
But, yeah, I was just like, I don't mind playing any kind of beat 'em up, especially since I went in thinking this shit wasn't gonna be that bad, even though I played the first mission on my own. That shit was hard. And then I realized, I was like, wait, I remember when I played this shit, and it was pretty hard. Maybe if I have Alan with me, it won't be that bad. Yeah, I was full of because that shit was still fucking hard.
Yeah, man.
See why in a minute.
Alright, yeah, because I was going to show off a little bit of the gameplay, so keep this in mind. And we're going to go probably show off each enemy in detail, because there are, like, later enemies, like the Annihilators and other things that I want to get into. But before I talk about the gameplay, I just remember, you know, Ronnie agreeing with me to help me play. I was really ecstatic, because I actually thought the exact same thing Ronnie just said. I was like, okay, maybe Ninja Turtles 2 won't kick our ass so bad. I got Ronnie with me, nothing can go wrong. Everything went wrong. So, I'm going to show y'all a little bit when we get into the game. So, and I have it on mute, so we're probably not going to hear audio. So, for this one, right? By the way, Nintendo completes footage for Ninja Turtles, okay? So, when you boot up the game, levels are long as shit, bro. They are 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 different screens before the level even ends at a boss, bro. Oh my god, bro, where do I begin? Not only you're always constantly getting jumped by enemies of 3s, 4s, 5s, but it's also like the same enemy variety with sometimes them mixing it up, right? So what makes this game hard, right, is how easily they can take your life. Now, for example, right, it takes a few hits to get rid of one health bar, I noticed, from, like, the weaker purple enemies and stuff. But when they all start jumping you and grabbing you, which makes the HP bar down over here, like, go out, like, way quicker, brother, you're gonna be dead in, like, maybe 5, 10 hits. And by the way, you meter, that's how many resets you have before you need to use one of your 3 continues. Okay? And you have to survive with those 2 resets the entire fucking game. And this is like without like cheats. This is without the 10 lives code. And I'm gonna be real. I remember what me and Ronnie said at the beginning of this. We said Ronnie, because I remember actually, Ronnie can back me on this. We actually tried the game on 2 resets or not, right? We tried it out.
Yeah.
And we got fucking smacked like no fucking tomorrow.
Smoked, yo.
Yeah, we got smoked. Like I said, like, you may think it takes a while for your health to go down, bro, but if you just go like multiple different screens without even fucking thinking about it, you're gonna be so low on HP. And those resets, those only 2 resets, I'm sitting there like, bro, they should have given us way more than 2 resets, my guy. Holy shit. Like, I thought, like, I mean, no, Golden Axe is still, I'd probably argue, worse than this, but, like, it's still bad. Like, on a scale of 1 to 10, I would give this a solid 8 with how much bullshit they berate you with enemies, and even with 2 of us, bro. I felt like at times, too, like, with not only just enemy placement being wild, but, like, another thing I felt about the gameplay was I felt like the enemies could hit me so much easier than we could hit them. And I remember Ronnie actually pointing this out, because I remember when we were playing one of the levels on one of the screens, I can't remember which screen exactly, but I remember he was like, yo, bro, aren't you noticing something? Like, as in, like, why can they, like, hit us from all the way over there? Meanwhile, we have to get so close to hit them once or twice.
Right?
Yeah.
Do the grab move, they're grabbing me from, like, 500 freaking pixels away. I'm like, nigga, what the fuck?
Why are you
They grabbing me from so far away, but yeah, I'm like not even close.
Oh god, yeah, and I was starting to see that too when I was getting bodied by some of these enemies. Like, damn, dude. And by the way, if you get grabbed by one of these enemies, your life is just getting stripped. It's like getting, it's like taking a ribbon off a birthday present with how much your HP is getting stripped, dude. It's crazy in this game. Insanity, bro. Insanity. Right? So you think the purple enemies are bad? One of the worst, I think, enemies in the game outside of, like, maybe the blue ninjas, I think are probably, like, some of the darker purple ninjas or maybe the blue ninjas. Because there's different types of ninja people in this game with different types of abilities that I kind of want to go over, but at the same time I don't, because they're also, like, recolors of the same dude you just saw. Some of them have slightly altered designs. But, like, there's others that, like,
basically, right, those purple Foot Clan dudes,
yeah,
they got, like, a blue variant where they got swords and shit, and they try to, basically, the fucking Super Smash Bros. Link move where he does the sword downward shit while he's in the air, basically that shit, right?
Yep.
And then the red ones, they shoot your bitch ass with, like, this gun or some shit sometimes.
Yeah, like a laser gun type shit.
Yeah, and then there's, like, these other dark blue ones.
Uh-huh.
Or, wait, when I said blue ones with the swords, I meant the white ones.
The white ones with the sword. Yeah, they just had blue on them. That was another thing. That kind of got Ronnie a little mixed up there.
But yeah, there's like these dark blue ones where they throw boomerangs or like shurikens or some shit at you. And then there was those yellow ones. They didn't really do anything. No,
the yellow ones, yeah, the yellow guys I thought were going to be really bad, but they really weren't in comparison to like any other variant of them. But other than like those enemies, right? There may be those enemies, but like One thing I'm gonna probably have like a massive rant about, and I think Ronnie could actually back me on this. I felt like every single boss in this game, that includes Shredder, took way too long to kill. Like, I'm gonna be real as hell. Every single, by the way, look, it's Louis, guys. Look, guys, the one, the only.
That nigga Louis.
Alright. He's out of the shot.
Yeah, he doesn't like that, he doesn't like the camera.
Yeah, he doesn't like the camera. Oh my. Okay, whatever. I'm leaving London tomorrow, bro. Jeremiah, hope you have a good time, man. But yeah, I really don't like the boss fights in this game. Most of the boss fights are actually kind of bullshit because not only they have even crazier range than all of the normal enemies you ever fight in the game, almost 90% of the time they have more range than them. But it's like you also feel extremely like overpowered by them all the time. And I'm not gonna lie, me and Ronnie on just the first boss alone, I remember we lost like, and by the way, we did do the 10's lives cheat because we really needed it to kind of like get through this game.
Yeah, we were not beating that game with its regular shit.
No, we were not beating it with the 2 resets.
We were not.
We weren't, bro. And by the way, the fact that shoutouts to Ronnie for putting in the 10 lives / level select cheat really fucking fast, alright? Like, shoutouts to Ronnie for even doing that. I can't do inputs like that. I mean, Ronnie has it in the back of his head, but it's like...
Dude, all that FGC experience, man.
I'm telling you, it paid off, brother, because the fact that you only have like 5-6 seconds to put all that shit in before we even start is crazy. I wanted to bring that up because I just remembered as we were talking.
When you're at the title, it moves to the demo version of it so fast.
Yeah.
By the way, you can't just put in the code while the demo's playing because it won't work, obviously.
Yeah, you have to, like, for the example at the beginning of this video, if you didn't do it on that screen, you're cooked. You're done. It has to be on that screen specifically. Has to be. By the way, Donkey Kong. But anyways, enough about that. And yeah, and I remember, like, most of these stages, too, like a lot of my issues stem from stages I feel like are way too long. Enemies' range and sometimes projectiles are actually extremely bullshit. Bosses are also just tanky as fuck, take forever to beat, and I think it kind of like drags the game out a little bit. And I know there's like, for other people that probably have played this and that played this hundreds of times, they're probably sitting there laughing at me right now, probably laughing at me and Ronnie, but keep this in mind, this is our first time going through this shit. We've never played this shit a day in our lives before this video, or before this point in our lives. I've never even played it.
Again, I did the first mission, but that shit was hard.
Yeah, Ronnie...
I was like, dude, I'm not sure if I can do that on my
Damn, bro, you did it without the live sheet, the first level?
Yeah, I did it, but... I think I did have to use a continue. I can't remember. It's been a month or so.
Well, either way, man, shoutouts to you for beating that first level with only 2 resets, man. That shit was wild.
It was so hard.
I'm like, bro,
yeah.
This is what gamers had back in the day. And I want to talk about like maybe like 1 or 2 more enemies that kind of bothered me. Obviously, the holes in the ground bothered me in the game when you fell in them on accident.
Oh my god, I hate that in any 2D beat 'em up.
Yeah. Another enemy that is in the game that bothered me was like these little chimp motherfucking things. I don't even know what the fuck. They're like little doggy robot things. I don't know what but they were a little bit of a nuisance. And then later on, the AC, those destroyers Wrath doesn't like, also make a cameo appearance and shit. Also, that flying boss was really annoying. He just constantly sent enemies down on us 24/7, 7 days a week. And it's like, oh my god, the snow level was also bad due to, like, enemies just popping out of the snow 24/7 / constantly on a regular basis. It was so bad. I'm gonna be real. I think a lot of these levels that me and Ronnie put up with, I felt like were kind of bad in retrospect.
Yeah, they were.
Like, Yeah.
Keep in mind, the only Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle beat 'em up I played, like 2D beat 'em up I played before this point was Revenge of the Shredder.
Revenge of the Shredder, yeah, which is like I think a sequel. A sequel to maybe.
It's like probably the newest one out there right now.
Yeah, probably one of the newest Ninja Turtle games. That's why I was like, oh, actually, no, it's not, because they actually had another one for the newer Ninja Turtles game for Nintendo Switch. That's the newest one. But,
well, no, it's the same thing, because they have it on PlayStation. They just released DLC for it.
Oh, I didn't know that. I thought it was like Switch exclusive. But...
No, because remember, I played it with you. Remember?
Well, no, I was talking about the new, not the 2D one. I was talking about a different Ninja Turtles, like the latest Ninja Turtle game. I thought you just meant in general.
Oh, no, I was just talking about the latest 2D beat 'em up.
I got you, okay. Yeah, that is the latest one. Guys, don't listen to me, alright?
Yeah.
But, other than that, and other than enemies being a bitch, there's just... I don't know. This game was just stressful to play, like, all the way through. And I think one of the worst levels in the entire game is, like, the last level in the entire game. I think that one might be one of the worst levels I've played. Not in a video game, like, ever, but I felt like it was one of the worst ones we played. Because this is, like, me and Ronnie just got to Shredder's weird tank-looking base thing. By the way, the music...
Yeah, the Technodrome.
Yo, hear this shit, bro. Scene 7, we gotta find that Technodrome. Just... Oh, yeah. Dude, I remember, like, me and Ronnie, we were fucking serious, alright? I know I self-censored, but we were so serious during this entire level, it wasn't even funny. You guys think this bit was bad, bro? When we get more into it, when all these different types of enemy varieties... Oh, and by the way, the AC adapters, by the way, the fucking thing Raph hates, they have long-range moves, and they're really small, and they're really hard to hit, no matter what turtle you're playing. So, keep that in mind. And by the way, they throw enemies at you in this final level in fucking... spades, my man. It is crazy how many enemies they had in the final level. And by the way, I remember I told Ronnie when we were playing this, I'm like, yo, dude, this is easily the best track in the entire fucking game. I don't give a fuck. This is easily the best track in the game. I know people might be thinking otherwise. No, it's this one. I'm gonna be so real, it's this one. This is the best. This shit made me bob my head. It was so good. It was so good. But we also had like an elevator section that was really difficult. We had to dodge some cannonballs and shit. Great stuff. More beating up enemies. And then we also had like a dude here that was also a boss. Which this guy took so many of our lives. This red weird dude with a Glock. He was tough. I don't know why, but he took so many hits. And every boss took so many hits. Then we go to the next one where we fight. I don't remember this dude's name. But if any of you guys do, let me know down below in the comments. But I don't remember who this dude is. He has like weird armor and he's big old dude, right? And I remember me and Chris, we died on him so many fucking times, wasting lives trying to hit him. And then we figured out a strategy around his shit, beat his ass, right? So you think he's bad, dude right here? Shredder is one of the worst boss fights, if not the worst in the game, because not only he summons clones, which damages you tenfold, but he also does shit like this. You'll probably see it sometime soon, I don't know when. And look, they'll also jump you in the corner on some Golden Axe shit. But easily one of the worst things he does, since it's not the footage is not showing it. And let me tell y'all. So he summons literal lightning out of his fucking hand. By the way, Shredder's HP, if you guys think the other bosses was bad, Shredder is way worse. He takes quadruple as long to damage/hit in comparison to every other boss in the entire fucking game. He also has a one-tap move, which by the way, in his lightning, his thunder shit, right?
I'll be right back. I'm gonna use the bathroom.
Alright, but with his thunder hand shit, right? I feel like it depends on the range, because if you're far away, he'll like shock you and zap you and maybe kill you or something. But then again, if he zaps you one bit as well, if you're closer to him, his thunder will automatically turn you into a baby turtle and you'll immediately lose a life on the spot. Later. And I remember dealing with that, like me and Chris trying to deal with that. We were like, bro, what is going on here? Over here. You're telling me this dude can one-shot? Just imagine you and a friend were playing this game. You guys got to the final boss. We're talking about one of those TMNT enemies. No, we're talking about Shredder. We're talking about Shredder, the final boss of the game. DJ Riolo. My bad for if I butchered her name. Welcome back to the channel, by the way. But we're talking about Shredder, right? Dude, I remember Chris getting hit with that, and I realized right then and there that Shredder is a fucking threat. He can take you out in one hit if he wanted, and also, don't even bother going after that fucking clone, because that clone is ridiculous, dude. Like, not only the real Shredder is sending...
Oh my god, I remember when you died and I was getting jumped by those...
Yeah, like, I remember, I was at 0 lives when we first made it to Shredder, and... I died, actually, before Shredder, actually. I died on the boss beforehand. And literally what ended up happening was Ronnie had to fight 2 Shredders because he turned into a clone as soon as Ronnie tried to hit him. Fight 2 Shredders at once at, like, 1 life. And I'm like, that's an easy game over right there. And I can picture kids back in the day when they played Ninja Turtles 2 never beating this game because Shredder is that much of a bitch. I'm gonna be real. If we didn't have that fucking rewind or like them save states sometimes that would come in clutch every now and again, I don't think we would have beaten Shredder, bro. That one-tap Thunderbolt move single-handedly made me want to almost be like, dude, no fucking way, dude. You know what I mean? Holy shit.
No way.
It was so... That Thunder move is probably one of the hardest-hitting moves in the NES. God damn. One-tap moves? Fuck one-tap moves. I hate those sons of bitches, man. But the thing is, you can dodge lightning by jumping out of the way to a separate lane. And keep in mind, his Thunderbolt, whenever he uses it, like, crosses, like, 3 lanes. So you gotta... And by the way, whenever you're playing a beat-em-up, there's, like, 5, 6 lanes, so it only takes 3. So if you just avoid that perfectly, or 4 lanes, depending on how, you know, depending on what type of beat-em-up game and the distance and whatever, even though usually most beat-em-up games do the same, like, distance in terms of lanes and shit. But it's like, if you can jump and avoid that, you can jump and avoid that and you're fine. But it's like, dude... And then also, every move he does, he hits like a fucking truck. And his clone comes right after that. When he's done hitting you, his clone's gonna hit you 2 to 3 times before you even get a fucking shot. That's why I'm like, Shredder? More like, shred this dick in your mouth, dude. Get me the fuck out of here, bro. Like, holy shit, bro. I remember after this, Ronnie and I said, Ronnie said, get the fuck out of my house! And I'm like, dude, get the fuck up out of here. Oh my god. Keep this in mind. We were on Shredder for like a good 20, 30, 40-ish minutes. Keep in mind the Thunder Hand. Keep in mind the clone fucking anal fucking session he's about to give you with his blade swinging. And then regular Shredder's blade swinging. Then moving like almost as fast as you to try to catch your ass. And repeat those same moves over and over again for that 20, 30, maybe 40-ish minutes. It's ridiculous. It is not, like, it is not it, bro. I'm telling y'all, it is not it dealing with fucking Shredder. And I remember, after when me and Ronnie beat Shredder, bro, that was it. Look what happens when you beat Shredder, man. Let me show y'all. Place goes to absolute shit. Shit gets destroyed. Epilogue. Freaks the Foots mangled the Mousers and totaled. The Techno Drone, that's turtle power. But what about the Shredder and Krang? Burned to a toast, vaporized to milkshake? Or escape to Dimension X until we know none of us can sleep safely in our beds or our shells. It's kind of fucked up epilogue, to be honest. And then after that, we get a fucking ad about United Rentals. That's the ending of the game right there. True ending. And then we get the credits. Right after that ad, we get the credits. We're showing all the characters on a TV screen. And I'm not going to lie to y'all. This is probably going to be, like, how I put this. And Ronnie can also put it too if he wants to. I highly recommend you play this game through the Cowabunga version, not emulated. unless you really feel like you want to put the emulated version code in, just do it, emulate, that's fine too if you don't want to spend anything for the Cowabunga collection. But I highly would recommend it if you have a PlayStation 5. Play Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2 through the Cowabunga collection. Excuse me, on the PS5, my dude. I highly recommend you play this game with a friend. Don't play this by yourself for your first time, because you're going to be struggling on all of the levels we talked about, and bosses probably maybe more than what we did, because keep in mind, 2 people, double the damage, it just makes sense. But it's like, just keep that in mind, y'all, when you play this game. Do not play this game by yourself. Do not make the same mistake I did when trying to play this shit by myself. And same with Ronnie, because we made a mistake, but we also made a mistake thinking it was going to be any easier with each other. Well, I mean, it kind of was, a little bit. It was doable. I won't lie, it was more, this game was way more doable with 2 people. And this is also coming from, me that's played a Golden Axe by himself, which was a living hell, if you will. But anyways, I digress. Chris, what's your final thoughts on this game before I say mine, man? On Ninja Turtles 2.
My final thoughts on the game, I'm glad I had Alan there with me to play it, because I did want to play the game for a bit now, but I just didn't want to do it on my own. My final thoughts is the game's pretty good. It's hard as fuck, but it's really good. You can have a good time with it if you love the challenge.
Yeah, truly.
Other than that, good game. Nothing really bad about it or nitpicky in my opinion. It's a solid game. One that you could definitely, get up to 4 people play the game with.
I think you can. I'm not sure if you can, to be honest. I think it is only 2 players.
Oh, yeah, no, it's a 2.
Yeah, I'm about to say, it's only a 2-player one. Nah, you're all good. My nigga's thinking it's Revenge of Shredder already, bro.
Yeah.
Can't wait to go back to that game. I haven't played that in over a year, I think. Anyways, I digress. Louis. Come here for a second. Cowabunga, dude. Bruh. You gonna go surfing next week, bro? Hell yeah, bro. Oh, but before that, let's have some pizza, yo. Just defeated Shredder. I'm feeling shredded in this bitch.
Yo, Cowabunga, dude, let's try that pretzel pizza, yo.
Louis left. He left. He realized how shitty that joke was, and some people in the stream left after that, too. Alright. But I agree with Ronnie. My final thoughts are pretty much the same. I'm going to say this. Would I play this over Ninja Turtles 1? Again, probably not by myself. But, like, I still recommend it if you want to bring a friend along for the ride that loves Ninja Turtles. Or maybe, they never played Ninja Turtles, and you want to introduce them to Ninja Turtles. Then I recommend this fucking NES game, It's a fun beat-em-up game that's fucking hard as shit, and it's on the NES. Based off an apparently arcade version of the game. Yeah. How am I going to end this video? I don't know now. I thought Louis' joke was how I'm going to end this video, but,
Subscribe to RinneYT.
You know what? Subscribe to RinneYT. Oh, and also, update for anybody that wants to know about me, about what the hell has happened here. Yeah. So, I'm okay. I'm all good. One of my extenders short-circuited and almost caused a fire. Alright? But, I'm all good. Me and Louis took care of it. We got rid of that extension thing. It's gone. So don't worry, I'm not leaving Earth anytime soon, alright? Anyways, God bless you all. I hope you guys all have a great day.
Bye.
Bye. See you later, dudes. That pretzel pizza must be banging, dude!